Fellow citizens, as we mark the 14th day since the demise of our 6th Republican President, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, we reflect on the past 2 weeks, not only as a period of mourning, but a time for healing, and indeed a test of our resolve as a peace-loving and law-abiding nation. We wish to begin by expressing our gratitude to the Church, our traditional leaders, and the citizenry for their moral and spiritual guidance during this difficult time. We also wish to thank our envoys, including our former Vice President, Mr. Enoch Kabindele, His Royal Highness Chief Mumbi, our Foreign Affairs Minister, the Secretary to the Cabinet, and all others involved in the search for a reasonable, inclusive, and amicable resolution over the unfortunate impasse relating to the state funeral. We express sincere gratitude to President Cyril Ramaphosa and the people of South Africa for their exceptional cooperation and indeed compassion. We acknowledge those citizens, including business owners, whose operations have been affected during this difficult time. We thank you for your resilience, patience, solidarity, and calmness during this time. As you are all aware, our government has made numerous efforts to engage the family and representatives of the late president in order to reach consensus in this matter. By last Sunday, the 15th of June, a mutual understanding was achieved and expressed through the joint press briefing held in South Africa. This breakthrough brought relief to the nation, and we were prepared to receive the remains of the late 6th Republican President on Wednesday, 18th of June. It was agreed that this was to be followed by programs that would have culminated in a dignified burial on Monday, the 23rd of June. By virtue of this positive development, we extended the mourning period by another 9 days, and we began to fulfill all of our commitments towards the state funeral with full honors. Yesterday, June 18th, the people of Zambia were prepared to receive the remains of our former president, but were surprised by the family's reversal of the agreed course of action. At our request, the South African government prepared extensively with military honors mounted by the South African Defence Force, who did so in vain, as the former president's body was not availed by the family for repatriation to Zambia. For this unfortunate situation, we extend our sincere apologies to President Ramaphosa, the government, and the people of South Africa. Fellow citizens, our country cannot afford a state of indefinite mourning. We've done everything possible to engage the family of our departed 6th Republican President, and we've reached a point where a clear decision has to be made. Given these circumstances, I therefore wish to inform the nation that as of the end of today, the 19th of June 2025, this particular national mourning period is officially over. This will allow the country to begin to return to some normalcy. Mr. Lungu was not only an ordinary citizen, but our 6th Republican President. While we recognize that he belongs to a family, he also belongs to the nation of Zambia. It is therefore correct that our 6th Republican President should be buried in Zambia with full honors and not in any other nation. In the meantime, we urge our citizens to maintain calm and orderliness. As we have stated before, during this difficult time, no amount of lawlessness will be tolerated. Let us remain united as a nation and maintain the peace we are known for. In this spirit, we say to the Lungu family, and indeed the people of Zambia, our hearts remain with you. Our doors as government remain open for further engagement as appropriate. May the soul of our departed former Republican President, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, rest in eternal peace. May God bless you all. May God bless Zambia. I thank you.
Boom. It's a beautiful Thursday evening, and I'm sitting here at my office. I usually, for those of you that really care to know, because I get this a lot, people sort of ask me, you know, what time do you get to the office? What time do you work? What time do you leave? I get these questions all the time, and I make it a point to inform all of you that I'm just a regular guy, just like you. I wake up every morning at about 5:30. I get to the office 7:30, somewhere there. I do my thing. I do Simoson work. I vlog. I do all kinds of stuff. And anytime I feel the need to sprinkle a bit of SML TV dust on a trending topic, the privilege, the honor of having internet on my phone, a couple of really nice lights, a great microphone, boom, we're in business. I was amused the other day, somebody says, you sound obsessed. Why are you obsessed? Guys, it's a trending topic. Everybody's talking about this. And must I explain that to you? Must I explain to you that current affairs are supposed to be commented on currently? In the words of my relative Mutale Mwanza, a bikini is to be worn in the same fashion that current affairs are to be commented on currently. So we are not obsessed. We are simply talking about what everybody is talking about. And I in response to that comment, when somebody says to me, you sound obsessed, I said, well, is Daily Mail obsessed? Because that's the headline, okay? Because the headline on Daily Mail was, I think, government calls for calm or something like that. Is Daily Nation obsessed? Because the headline is about this topic. Is the Diggers obsessed? Because the headline is this topic. And and incidentally, guys, I must bring something up that you guys consistently bring up, and again, it's misunderstood and it's misinterpreted. A few years ago, I was called by Sunday Chanda, and Sunday Chanda called me up and said, listen, we've got a rally in Kanyama. Miles Asampa is running for mayor, and the rally in Kanyama is a culmination of the party's effort to sort of, you know, push this candidate forward. And now remember, even though the PF were peddling Miles as their candidate, the truth is the PF didn't like Miles, and Miles knew it. And I'm not outing anything. I'm not trying to sound disparaging or trying to sound hateful. I'm just telling you the truth. Miles Sampa knew that the PF didn't like him very much. Edgar Lungu liked Miles. But the people around ECL hated the fact that ECL liked Miles. So Sunday Chanda calls me up and he says, listen, well, we're going to have a rally, and there are several media houses that are going to be there. How much do you charge to cover that event? I gave them an invoice, quotation first. He agreed to the amount, sent them an invoice. I went to Kanyama. My very first rally, because later on, I was asked to cover the virtual rallies. You remember the virtual rallies during the 2021 elections. And incidentally, I covered all of them. I covered UPND rallies. I went to Mulungushi when ECL filed his nomination, successfully filed. I went to Mulungushi when Hakainde Hichilema filed. That is what media houses do. But somehow you guys have it in your head that, no, you are dancing on the stage. That's how I do it. When election season comes, social media people, social media influencers, vloggers, listen up. Let me tell you, when election season rolls around, if you have any semblance of a social media presence, throw yourself in the middle of it, because that is the time to make money. Everybody's waiting to spend money, whether it's UPND, PF. I was paid by UPND, I was paid by PF. Why? Because SML TV is a media house, an online media house. And so, you know, Diamond TV was there at Kanyama, there was Movie TV was there. We were all there. The only difference is I do it in my way. I do it in my style. I'll never forget, I have to tell you this, I'll give you this little anecdote. When Sunday Chanda, when I went to see Sunday Chanda at his office during now I finished talking about the rally, the Kanyama rally. I went there, I covered it, I had lots of fun, I was on stage, I spoke to, that video is me. I'm the one who recorded that video. I'm the one who posted it on my page. Okay, so, you know, I talked to the crowd, I spoke to people, because that's how I do it. You know, when I vlog, I speak to, I love talking, I love going to the very back of the crowd, because that's where you get the real meat of a sense of who the people are. You know, I mean, it's fine and dandy to speak to the bigwigs on the stage, but the best fun is speaking to the average citizen who's in the very back, who doesn't even expect to be spoken to. So, you know, I do that. I do my thing, and I was doing some pretty hot stuff, you know, and I posted it. But you guys, Andrew Ejimadu, this is CS0 in Nigeria, this despot, this bottom feeder, this false prophet, this leviathan of a con man. He loves to post this video that he got off of my page. Emmanuel Mwamba the other day posted the same video. This amateur photographer, he did the same thing. And they all seem to think that when they post that somehow that is an endorsement of the political party PF. When they don't realize that I was there to cover the event in my way. Here's my advice. When election season comes around in America, for example, CNN doesn't care who it is. They don't care if you're a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. As long as you come to the table and say, what is your fee to advertise our political party? CNN simply gives them an invoice, they pay. Donald Trump has commercials on CNN. Joe Biden had commercials on CNN. But in Zambia, no, you were on stage. Yeah? I even saw you dancing. Who cares? That's my way. I do it, and I will never stop doing it that way. And guys, I will tell you now, of course things have changed a bit now, but I did say earlier that for me, it doesn't matter who it is. Next year, 2021, for you vloggers out there, when political parties want to use your platform to advertise their manifesto, take the money. Take the money. Don't stand on the fence. You know, don't be high and mighty. Don't start saying, oh, no, I don't believe in that political party's man. No, it's not about that. It's about the fact that you are a medium that the political parties are interested in using in order to disseminate the information. The people will choose. It is the people that vote. It's the people that select. the political parties are using your platform. So I'll never forget when I went to see Sunday Chanda, who was very gracious and kind to me in 2021. And I said to him, I said, look, if the PF are thinking about, sort of using me through this election period, and remember there was this idea of virtual rallies were a big hot thing back then. And social media platforms were minting money through virtual rallies. And Sunday Chanda said to me, hey, listen, just give us a quote and we'll make it work. And when I quoted him, Sunday Chanda he looked at the quote and he said, are you sure? Are you sure you want to, because we can go higher than this. I said, really? He said, yeah, I mean, you're a social media platform. You guys do some amazing work. So just quote us a decent quote. I gave him an astronomical quote. Would you believe those guys paid me? I mean, when I saw the transfer in my account, I was thinking, whoa, all of this? Yeah. And it's going to be the same in 2021. So, my Facebook pages, build your numbers so that in 2021, these political parties, they use you. Make money. Don't fool around. Anyway, this is what I want to tell you. In following up my payment, every time, because the way it worked is, you do the work, and then they pay you. I remember one guy was saying to me, he was having difficulties getting paid, but I would always get my payment on time. And I remember this lady at the PF. It was a media house that was handling all the PF adverts. So she calls me up and she says, Mr. Moya, I don't know what it is, but there's somebody over there that likes you, that makes sure that your payment comes through every single time. I suspect that person was Sunday Chanda. Sunday Chanda always made sure that we got paid. Yeah. So my point is, get on with it, okay? All righty, guys, as many of you know, HH, the President of the Republic, has just addressed the nation, and he said some very pertinent things. 3 things I want to focus on very quickly. The very first thing he noted was that we've been in mourning as a nation. This period of national mourning has been going on for 14 days, okay, 2 weeks. Now, in the 2 weeks of national mourning, it feels like a heavy, dark cloud that is hovering over the nation and placing us in a state of emotional purgatory. And that's what these things do. Zambia, I often say, is a nation of funerals. People love to call in and say, oh, I can't come into work. I've got a funeral. If any of you that have maids or people that work in your garden, invariably, this is something that you always have to deal with, because one day or another, they call you up and say, oh, Ninkwate Chidiro, my son has died, or a close relative, we have to go. So, we have become a culture of funerals. And so, when this funeral, this state funeral, the national mourning period was announced, it's always like a dark cloud hovering over progress, because as many of you know, B-Flow wrote something the other day that was so revealing. And these are things that we don't think about. Some of you guys don't realize that when the national mourning period is announced, it means any music of an entertainment nature is suspended. Any festivities of a celebratory nature are suspended. Now, when they are suspended, it means our brothers and sisters in the entertainment fraternity, it means their livelihood is stifled. Their revenue stream is interrupted. Okay, that's what it means. So HH recognized that we've been in a period of national mourning. We've been in a state as a nation of emotional purgatory for 14 days. And this is against the backdrop of this administration making amazing strides to sort of reach an amicable, symbiotic arrangement to where both parties see eye to eye for the good of the nation. HH is on record as having bent backwards. That's an Americanism. He bent over backwards to try and sort of meet the Lungu family halfway so that this process can be expedited. But Awe Sugar, the family, and through its conduit, Makevi Maniman Zulu, who's only interested in billable hours. I must tell you that if you think that Makebi Zulu is doing what he's doing because he loves the Lungu family, no, he does it because of billable hours, and rightly so, because he's a lawyer and he's a businessman. So everything he's doing, lawyers, the longer it takes, the more money he makes. Think of it in that way. Let me say that again. The longer this whole process takes, the longer he plays this role of being a mediator between the family and government, the more money he makes. I mean, that's a given. So anyway, HH now has sort of come to the precipice of tolerance. And he's basically said, look, we've bent over backwards. We've extended olive branches on multiple occasions. And it seems to us that the family is hell-bent on making sure that this process is somehow inhibited, somehow hindered, somehow encumbered. So because of that, I think that it's better we just lift this period of national mourning, because remember, technically we're supposed to go through 9 days. But because it was clear that Valungu's family, and through its conduit, Makebi Zulu, were simply being a nuisance. And that is the only word that fits this scenario. They were being a nuisance. Because you remember Makebi Zulu, very quickly, let me recap. Makebi Zulu said that the reasons that the family reneged, the family decided not to fly the body on Wednesday, June the 18th, was because RDA was working on the roads, the road that led to the official residence of ECL in Chafwema. So because RDA was rehabilitating that road, Makebi Zulu felt that this was not in line with what they had agreed. Very quickly, government called RDA and said, RDA, if you're pango musebolekeni, bantu chitumbi chikesa, they are going to be moving the body to and fro. Mulungushi, Chifwema, Chifwema, Mulungushi, Mulungushi, Chifwema. For 3 days, they were going to do that. Government told RDA, down tools. They did. Secondly, Makebi said, no, on the 17th of June, you said that no one is allowed to go to the airport except invited guests. Why? Secretary to the Cabinet made it abundantly clear as to why that was. It was a security concern. You cannot allow 10, 15, 20,000 politically charged cadres who have an axe to grind to go to KK International Airport. The airport will be vandalized. The airport will be ruined. People will be robbed. Cars, can you imagine? Airport, Sparker Jersey, and then you release 15,000 cadres in that car park. Wushama imiota kuti vashipanya. Ama windshield wipers kuti vayapanya. Ama mirrors kuti vayapanya. They can't, So the issue of insisting that the airport be a no-go area for just any Jim and Jack was a wise decision, because it protected not only people's lives, it protected citizens and their property. I mean, can you imagine the coffin being transported from KK International Airport down what is this, Great East Road with the cadres? Iwe fuma murodi iwe, tamwana chitwalete chitumbi iwe, iwe driver iwe, twala kudiringa, ifani olo tatwangasha, tuishira mukuro shakuno, tamwana chitwalete chitumbi tuleshindike chitumbi, iyo chimoto kachobe chiri pakati pa msewa, fuma murodi iwe, twala kudiringa iwe, chirishani. that is what you would have to deal with. The government recognizes that, and they know that it's not necessary to have that. So they did away with that. Now, that was offensive to Tarsila Lungu and the Makebi Zulu and the family. No, you have to allow Zambians to come. For what? For them to destabilize the peace? No, that is wrong. And that is irresponsible. Okay, let's just be clear. That's irresponsible. And then lastly, the issue of insisting that Walungu said that he didn't want HH anywhere near his body when he dies. First of all, that is a complete lie. Nobody talks like that. Nobody sits on their deathbed with the death rattle in their throat saying, fire, nobody talks like that. You are just lying to the Zambian people. You are lying to the Zambian people. And the truth is not in you. Let me echo what John Sangwa said in saying that ECL was a lawyer. And if indeed those wishes were authentic, which I know were not, Edgar Lungu would have simply gone on record. But now, you can't simply depend on a document that says thus and so, etc. You can't. Because documents can be forged. All you have to do is just go to Matero there, and there will be a document stating that this, that, and the other. So now, you need a video recording, and even then, in this new age of deep fake and artificial intelligence, all it takes is someone to use the ECL's voice and tell AI, create an image where ECL is saying, "She fire HH, I'm parliament, kuchirido." That's all it takes. There can be an amateur video created by AI, and you take it to Kushangombo, you take it to Kwakasomo Kuchinsadi, you take that video to Kutwapia Kundola. They'll believe it. They'll say, "Oh, Balungu balandirati, manafya balandidebwe. Catch the AI." So, in this environment, you can't trust anyone. These politicians, Makamaka, Given Lubinda, Emmanuel Mwamba, Rafael Hajaka Lakachinda. Alapanga palibo muntu pano esondao, nganamu mwana no mubidi waenda. Nika Rafael. Scare them. Those chaps, dangerous chaps. They are enemies of peace, enemies of progress, enemies of one Zambia, one nation. Those chaps. So, HH not only lifted the period of national mourning, the period of national mourning. He basically just brought it. He just put a stop to it and said, "Look, we're not going to do this anymore. We've done everything within our power to sort of meet halfway. Obviously, it's not working. The Zambian people need to get back to work. The Zambian people need closure. The Zambian people need to have some semblance of moving on. Yes, we are grieved as a people. Yes, we're sad that our late president, our sixth and former president passed away, but life moves on. It's the circle of life." Basically, HH was preaching the message of continuity. Continuity. That was the theme of that broadcast. And let me also very quickly point out that where we stand now, there are two things that are likely to happen over the next several weeks. And let me jump ahead and just chime in very quickly on these two things. Number one, I found it strange and highly unorthodox, highly irregular, for the PF cadres to come up with their own slogan. No consultation, no sense of cohesiveness in terms of coming together and brainstorming. Kuti ifiba lungu bafwa, what is our plan B in terms of slogans? What are we going to say? Our sugar. Well, PF, these guys are dumber than a box of hammers. Na bakolwa na babaira. Ukuba lepe chamba baletwe so apa chala bashani romba. So ifiba lungu baya twala slogan yana bashani. Again, Fulani Fiati, unable to dead or alive. Let push anywhere. How if I believe in Simamene, Nimamene Buana. So, that's the boy, Tizakambati, unable to dead or alive. PF. Do you see what we have to deal with? Do you see the level of foolishness and skullduggery that we have to deal with? These are the people that we have to look at and say, Eva opposition, Aba, Eva opposition. Dead or alive, Akamba. Ero ngatwaranda ko twarufyanya ngatwaranda ko awe mwewa iwe alebwerera po dead or alive mwe fipululu mwe mpanya mwe. Talk about being an original. Do you know what that means when you say that? It means you can't come up, you cannot live beyond ECL. Bane, there's life after death. The word of God said, let the dead bury the dead. Let's focus on the future. Let the dead bury the dead. But here it is, you're stuck in limbo and purgatory, talking about dead or alive. And you want us to take you seriously. It means you can't live, you cannot see beyond your nose. That's what it means. It means you can't see beyond the ECL. I'm candidates. I'm a PF. I mean, there are so many candidates there. And you're stuck with the unable to put dead or alive. We want to please na papata. Church into. Helionga tuananda ko tuarufyanya. Tuananda ko tuabembuka. Mwefi polo mwe. Somebody needs to knock some sense into you jokers. Unbelievable. And then here it is. The other thing that's going to happen, I will tell you now, is that when it comes time to select ECL's successor, because you know that old adage, success without a successor is failure. And the PF are adept at failure. Adept. I mean, they put the letter A in adept. Those chaps. I will tell you now. You wait until this issue of selecting a leader. Buana, it's going to make the movie 300 look like a picnic on a Sunday afternoon. They're going to be jumping out of windows. When I say Bakepayana, I mean Bakepayana. Already KBF is a persona non grata. Muriamu PF muria. KBF alisa buka fie. Abuka wati chiroto. Yawe ine wa isiyo naria mukubamona bati reni nebo. Bati reni ne. Eva badi insalaine. Imwe. Amidst those wolves. Why manoku imati ninebo? Balakuria. They'll eat you alive. And they'll spit you out and forget that you ever existed. Tabanga shaba PF when it comes to things like that. But now the process has to go through violence. You have to be baptized in fire before you are selected a leader of the PF. You are scorched. Then there's hope for not if you want matiyo ninebo bashide. Barakulangula. Ushabala kuchitambuino. Mule angala. Leken nipano tuli. It is here where we are. So, but not only are we on the precipice of witnessing one of the biggest circuses in as far as a selection of ECL's successor. I mean, this one's going to be one for the history books. But CNN are going to make a footnote out of this one. Or tell you, Muno Muzambia, just switch on your social media. bona efile chitika ku PF secretariat kunaba nabe epaya nawe naba commander ba mu komane sembe mona ba mu ipaya afa mwana ele le yangana na PF okay fila tulanda Mozambique okay. So the other thing I want to talk about is that, you see, when any rumor that goes unchallenged becomes fact. So in this current climate that we're in now, even though people are saying, no, they'll sue you, there are so many rumors because you haven't done the right thing. Because you haven't done the right thing, you have opened the floodgates to all manner of conspiracy theories. I'll just mention two. Number one of the conspiracy theories that is out there, and it's in the public domain, kuti, when he was admitted to the hospital, he was admitted under a false name in order to protect his privacy. Unfortunately, when he passed away, that false name that was registered became a complication when it came time to issue the death certificate. That is a conspiracy theory. So if you say, no, we are going to sue you, how many people are you going to sue? Pantu? Because of your delaying, because of your stubbornness, because of your refusal, you are the ones creating this political uncomfortability. You are creating a conducive atmosphere for rumor mongering, for innuendo, for gossip, because you haven't done the right thing. The other theory is that ECL is not dead. Now, I'm just telling you the theories. I don't believe in these things. I'm just telling you that is what is there. My point, I'm making the point, Kuti, rumors that are not challenged and clarified, they become fact. And that is your Waterloo. That is your Waterloo that you have to deal with. There's a rumor right now that people believe, no, Limbi Tawafui. Limbi, this is a tactic they are using for him to surprise the Zambian people. Kuti, hello, I didn't go anywhere. Now I know how much you loved me. Onwards to 2026. There are people that believe that. I don't believe it, but my point is there are people out there that believe it. The other conspiracy theory, and I'll close with this, is that the reason the family are delaying is because they know they don't want to come back to Zambia. They want to escape the legal noose. So they are using ECL's body for a clear passage to some other country where they can seek refuge, political asylum. Those are the rumors that are there. So now, if you say, no, well, you can't say that, I'm going to sue you. That is, you are the creator of that. You are the architect of this misinformation because of the way you have handled this funeral. Of course, people are going to talk. Of course, there'll be conspiracy theories flying all over the place as a direct result of your fumbling of this issue. Do you understand that? Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you guys. Thank you for watching. This is 20. All right. Good night.
Fellow citizens, as we mark the 14th day since the demise of our 6th Republican president, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, we reflect on the past 2 weeks, not only as a period of mourning, but a time for healing, and indeed a test of our resolve as a peace-loving and law-abiding nation. We wish to begin by expressing our gratitude to the Church, our traditional leaders, and the citizenry for their moral and spiritual guidance during this difficult time. We also wish to thank our envoys, including our former Vice President, Mr. Enoch Kabindele, His Royal Highness Chief Mumbi, our Foreign Affairs Minister, the Secretary to the Cabinet, and all others involved in the search for a reasonable, inclusive, and amicable resolution over the unfortunate impasse relating to the state funeral. We express sincere gratitude to President Cyril Ramaphosa and the people of South Africa for their exceptional cooperation and indeed compassion. We acknowledge those citizens, including business owners, whose operations have been affected during this difficult time. We thank you for your resilience, patience, solidarity, and calmness during this time. As you are all aware, our government has made numerous efforts to engage the family and representatives of the late president in order to reach consensus in this matter. By last Sunday, the 15th of June, a mutual understanding was achieved and expressed through the joint press briefing held in South Africa. This breakthrough brought relief to the nation, and we were prepared to receive the remains of the late 6th Republican president on Wednesday, 18th of June. It was agreed that this was to be followed by programs that would have culminated in a dignified burial on Monday, the 23rd of June. By virtue of this positive development, we extended the mourning period by another 9 days, and we began to fulfill all of our commitments towards the state funeral with full honors. Yesterday, June 18th, the people of Zambia were prepared to receive the remains of our former president, but were surprised by the family's reversal of the agreed course of action. At our request, the South African government prepared extensively with military honors mounted by the South African Defense Force, who did so in vain, as the former president's body was not availed by the family for repatriation to Zambia. For this unfortunate situation, we extend our sincere apologies to President Ramaphosa, the government, and the people of South Africa. Fellow citizens, our country cannot afford a state of indefinite mourning. We've done everything possible to engage the family of our departed 6th Republican president, and we've reached a point where a clear decision has to be made. Given these circumstances, I therefore wish to inform the nation that as of the end of today, the 19th of June 2025, this particular national mourning period is officially over. This will allow the country to begin to return to some normalcy. Mr. Lungu was not only an ordinary citizen, but our 6th Republican president. While we recognize that he belongs to a family, he also belongs to the nation of Zambia. It is therefore correct that our 6th Republican president should be buried in Zambia with full honors and not in any other nation. In the meantime, we urge our citizens to maintain calm and orderliness. As we have stated before, no amount of lawlessness will be tolerated. Let us remain united as a nation and maintain the peace we are known for. In this spirit, we say to the Lungu family, and indeed the people of Zambia, our hearts remain with you. Our doors as government remain open for further engagement as appropriate. May the soul of our departed former Republican President, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, rest in eternal peace. May God bless you all. May God bless Zambia. I thank you.
For that, we respect him for that. Because what the family is saying that
when we just started this program about the death of our president, the opportunity this guy was bringing this was up. Because listen, we already knew, we know that there are a lot of things that have been happening in PPF and we are starting to happen. And we've been very, we cannot continue the same trajectory because we cannot put Zambia at ransom. And people have been looking at how can we reconcile. And this was an opportunity for PF and UPNG to come together. Why have we been having marriage together? But now, this is a good opportunity which they were supposed to take advantage of, especially passing away of our president. But it seems now they are trying to put fire, putting firewood on the fire. So where are we going to end up? So I really, from the way they come out, I really support the guy. This is true what has been happening. If they don't want reconciliation and someone is not ready to take up that opportunity, leave them out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm Smart on the line.
Please go ahead, sir.
We appreciate your knowledge, sir, and we appreciate what you're doing for the country.
Thank you.
For those who are saying the government is, the government is willing what is. This is a person who ruled Zambia for 7 years. The government is not doing it for the UPND or for PF. But for the person, they are paying a respect to the person who was there as the head of state.
Exactly.
So there is nothing like forcing themselves on a person. This is for the respect, not anything else. Let us put our heads together. We forget about PF, we forget about UPND, and do what is right for the late president. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. President. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, for me, I just want to say thank you to you. And today, I want to apologize actually on behalf of the family and my friends who are close to me. The apologies I'm offering is hitting on each church that has never done anything bad to me. I was just being misled by people. You know, he is very bad. We grew up knowing that he's a very bad man, but we thank God that today, God has his own way of justifying those that are pure. And I'm here offering my apologies for hating on an innocent person when actually people wanted to ride on those lies that they can, earn, some ends meet. So I just came to offer an apology. And actually, I need also to offer an apology to you, because I'm just thinking that you're just politicking. This is when I'm learning that actually you're talking sense. My sincere apologies. So if I die today, I don't die a bitter person.
No,
Thank you, my brother.
thank you. I take those apologies, except that I hope tomorrow when I say something that you don't like,
Hello?
you won't call me names. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Tari.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, my question is, I've been seeing Tesla Long putting on H-Tenga for Catholic.
Yeah.
So, which I believe
Yeah, she's Catholic.
her and the family, they belong to Catholic Church.
Well, herself, I know she's Catholic. She's baptized Catholic. She's married in the Catholic Church. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, so my question is, has the Catholic Church allowed this behavior, which is not good, as they are presenting it as the church? Because what they're presenting, it means that's what comes from what they learn from the church.
Yeah. That's
The next
deep.
question I have is, who is the chief for the former President Lungu? And does it mean that chief is happy with what is happening from his son? Because before President Lungu became the president, there's where he's coming from. So what is the take from that chief?
Yeah, from the traditional leaders, if you could put it that way, indeed.
Yes, because whether someone is a president, still those traditional leaders are counted as
Our fathers.
our fathers.
No,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you, my brother. Hello? Hello?
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, I'm Titus.
Okay, please go ahead, Sir Titus.
Yes, no, Mr. Kari, I wanted you maybe to clarify, or maybe you have some information. When they were doing the memorial in South Africa, because they were doing it for the Zambians
Yes.
that are living in South Africa,
Yes.
did they bring the body in that church? Because obviously, when they are doing the memorial, it's like those people were supposed to be saying goodbye and pay their last respect to their president.
No,
Obviously, even
they
the body
didn't.
viewing it should have
They-
taken place.
They didn't bring the body. They didn't bring the body.
Now, here is now the question. Is really Eddie Lungu dead?
He is.
If, even in a foreign country like Africa, they could not take the body.
He is. Let's not doubt that one. Edgar Lungu is gone. That there shouldn't be a doubt on that one. Edgar Lungu is gone. That is a fact.
Then when it comes to here, is there a way the president, let's say, okay, the president can delegate the vice president to say, okay, let the vice president receive, and then the president can go for the actual state funeral that is going to take place on is it on Sunday, which they put. Is
Okay.
there any possibility that they can
So listen, with all the negotiations, it is not about those people agreeing to certain things. It is not about that. So you can give them this, you can give them this, but really it is not about these demands, because they have been changing from the time that Edgar Lungu died. They have been changing their stories. They are the ones who have been changing. Like I have explained in this program, they started with, no, you remove the benefits. No, you stopped him from coming to for medicals. No, his wish, whatever. So, you know, you are dealing with people who have got an ulterior motive. So, no matter what you give them, I mean, they will still find a reason, you know, to bring up confusion.
Has the president got powers to cancel the national mourning? Since looking at the programs, even the president himself has got programs that he is supposed to have been going around attending.
Yes.
Now everything is cancelled for almost 2 weeks.
Yes, the national
Nothing is
mourning.
happening.
Listen, the national mourning is given at the discretion of the president. It's the president has got powers to give you a national mourning, just like those honors that you see at State House. Okay, so he can
Yes,
do
yes,
that. He
yes.
can do that. He has got those powers.
Oh.
Even me, if he wants, or even yourself, if he wants, he can give you a state funeral if he wants.
Yes.
Yeah. If, as long as there is something that you have contributed to the country.
I'm so grateful. Thank you for your clarity.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello? Hello, Bachelofia.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. How on the February number?
Imwa president barami mfuako wakamba. Mulande konabo. Mairo wakachita address ichalo, wakachite kanso ebifi national morning twanaka nafyo. Tukesa bwelela kolulu ininga batendwa kwita ku South Africa batendwa. Vae bati mairo tukesa tukaleta body, lero tukabika national morning. I think it and konabo. Wakachita address ichalo mai.
Okay. I'm sure. Okay. I'm sure now mfwa. Mwema dilinga na president na mfofo baranda. Hello?
A straight to question. Icho nefo kuranda po. So if you suggest that HH kabako nomba mucharo ngamuli president na vice president. O chivashani abeninga baisa ushe vice president kucha taking a responsibility aka president oshan, or is it does it have any issue on the part of the country? Let's say vice president are taking a responsibility aka president.
Let me respond clearly. That's why we have a president. The president, the vice president is only an assistant where the president is not available. There must be good reason. And you know, it is not even straightforward to call that the president. It is constitutionally. Haka inde ichilema at the moment. Te ufwayo wakwe apa afwi ni president is bound by the state instruments. But there is what we call statecraft. Statecraft you cannot delegate a responsibility when you are there. You are the president. You are the captain in that plane. So you cannot just do that. No. Statecraft yakana.
So in short, Amaka, it's like Mulisa transfer Amaka.
Exactly. We started to get responsibility. Echo va vice president valela ndapo ati chimo mwe valela ndeve chimo na treason hiyo. Because mleva tikateka evapo and yet kateka epwani. Who president in 24/7. Who president in 24/7.
Tell Makepi Zulu, tell lawyer Makepi.
Ni lawyer, number kaidi, you know, na kwata, F1 chitan to ankane. But anyway, if ndanda tama politics si. Taba yeshwa Makepi Zulu. Vale chitama politics, but ma politics vale chita. Yamma daipa. Yamma daipa ma politics vale chita vanani kani ba Makepi Zulu.
Yawe na totera.
Na totera. Hello?
Hello?
Mkwa, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Stephen here.
Yes, Stephen, go ahead.
So, abantu abalera that, you know, Bayari, Numbakabidi, we are story. They look like they have not studied you very well.
Tell them, please speak for me. Speak for me.
Because no, me, I'm sorry. No, Nalandi, no. What it is here is that nga natural can get into natural bana. In situation to Rimoya Mariro. What we are supposed to do is to give the last respect to our former president. And you're on point, Tayari, that you've belabored to give the correct position. No, but next time, no president, can you sit in your correct position? It shouldn't be a topic of saying, no, Tayari, not change the number, not change the number. No.
That's what they do. They accuse me. This one has paid you. This one has paid you. Edgar Lungu now. They were saying Edgar Lungu was paying you. Edgar Lungu is gone.
So na move for Edgar Lungu has paid you. Na move for them.
No mbapa wale ndefo kuwela. Instead of looking at my issues,
How come we're from Dal? How come we're from Dal?
aungamwera at the right time because ukona kweno kunga waisa mdala chandonga kainde buy mdala.
Wait, take a go from Dal. Kuna Dal kwa wino.
Ma politics te hawa na muntu wandi politics. They're not there mfwana. But I don't know what you might do, and I will speak out. And when I speak out, mukanjikati. Hello.
Hello,
Yes,
I'm calling from. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, my name is Toa, and I'm calling. I'm Zambian, never kopala kwa timwe,
Okay.
but in the diaspora. Yes.
Oh,
So
okay.
my point is that I am for your idea whereby they should just stop this whole thing, and that means I mean the president should just announce that he's stepping his foot down and bringing his people back, just as you explained. You see, in that case, because the first point I want to say is that government is the people.
You know?
So, because government is the people, HH just wanted to bring this body and follow protocol. Just as you said, you follow protocol for the Pope.
Yes.
For the Pope, you followed protocol.
Yes.
So, as a president, you also follow protocol.
Yes.
So government is the people. So that he's supposed to be buried according to Zambian government. And UPND is just the admin.
Yes.
So this is what people should understand. I'm happy you've got this platform to educate people. And so for this reason, I would like to side you and say that HH should step his foot down and bring his people back to Zambia, because this will teach the family back in South Africa that even those PF who are to learn that actually the one who's got power is
The
the one
president.
who's got power is HH.
Yes.
Because even if president is not, even if the president is not attending the funeral will finish and he'll still be president.
Yes.
So the power, when he just steps his foot down, they'll see that he is the one who has the power. This is when they'll come and beg him and say, "Mukwai tu direti nomba tusende se mtu afwe wala isabalombe mwalamu."
And my sister,
So that was my point.
thank you very much. Thank you. I'm taking advantage of what you have just said about the process of repatriating a body. Let me just bring out the process of repatriating a body. When a body is being repatriated, the country, the embassy in that country must be involved, because they must identify a person to say, yes, this person that you are repatriating to Zambia or to Congo or to South Africa is actually a national of that country. They cannot just lift a person, boom, let's take this body to wherever. No, they must be identified. Oh, you want to church is from that country. And who can confirm your identity? It is the embassy or the foreign mission that is near the country where you are. Once that's identified, they are the ones that facilitates the process of moving that body back to the country. So in this case, Makebi Zulu and the family, if they have to bring the body of Walungu back into Zambia, they need government. Why? Because embassy in South Africa must confirm that Chachine Uyuni Edgar Lungu and yes, mu Zambian. They must agree. Otherwise, if they don't agree, they cannot bring the body into Zambia. So those people, I'm taking advantage of what you have said. At the end of the day, they need government. They need government.
Yes.
And even barring, takwa okushika omuntu mucharo chavene without following protocols. There must be diplomatic engagement where the country says, okay, it's okay, you can bury him there, we have no problem. Because like me, nanguyo in the diaspora, that country cannot just bury you. No. Because Zambia tomorrow can accuse that country to say, you killed our person. Where did you take our person? Maybe you sold the body parts. So they must be that diplomatic engagement to say, tualamushika kuno kwenye you have failed to repatriate the body, you have failed to, these things have to come in. So at the end of the day, now tulimu diaspora, and nifuwa refugee, we need our country at some point. We need our country at some point. So that's why we cannot be insulting our country just because you are outside. You start insulting your country. You start disparaging the government. Even Ngatulelanda, we should be careful when we talk about our governments. Because one way or the other, we come from that country. And that country is led by the people that are elected. No, so thank you, my sister.
That's why I said by saying government is the people.
Yeah. Thank you, my sister. Thank you.
So, yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please. Hello? Yes, please go ahead.
So the thing is like this time. The former president time. He was a person for whereby the army should do handover. Let the army take over. Then whereby we are still fighting evil, talking, and then it don't help us. Let the army do the needful.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Good evening. Good evening, Watayami.
Good evening.
You can hear me?
Very clearly, ma'am. Very clearly. Please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm calling you from Chililabombe.
Yes.
I don't want to beat about the bush. My contribution is, please, these who are holding the country at ransom should be given time to digest, to think on their own. Please ask the president. Is the president from us citizens?
My sister, listen, my sister, yes. I'm not cutting you, but I want you to speak to the president directly. The president, I can assure you, this forum is very big. The president listens to you.
Okay.
So speak out, let the president, address the president on this forum. I can assure you the president will hear you. Say what you have to say.
Thank you so much for the assurance. Mr. President, we voted for normalcy and sanity. Please, these people, these are thugs. You are dealing with thugs. And we appreciate your tolerance. You are very tolerant, and we appreciate your calmness. But I think they've taken this thing too far. This is the time now. This is the right time. I think you should just step out of this. Mr. President, step out of it and give them time to think, to deal with their madness. Let them come back and ask you to say, we are done now. We want to bring the body back home. And then you give them the go-ahead. they've just dragged this thing too far. We are tired. And please, we beg that make the flag fly back to the full mast. Remove the flag from the half mast so that you release us as a nation. We go on with our daily business because we are still like, you know, the mood is still like we are mourning, and yet we are not mourning. We are no longer mourning because of the drama they are causing. So please release us. Cancel the national mourning. It will come back again. It will resume when the drama. The family is too dramatic. Together with their lawyer, they are too dramatic. So please release us as a nation, Mr. President. We appreciate that you are so calm and you have tolerated this thing for this long. But thank you so much, Mr. Tayali.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Sikia mwatushe kwa ikeni mwaloshi.
Mkwe.
Sikia, ala, abantu watukarifya.
You know?
Tukaripa mutima elefo nde umfapa no basikie mutima elefo kulepuka. Ni problemu nshimo wantu wakwalesa. Tupeni kwa chirumba. Tuwaseba no kusebanye chalo mpaka sepalasi bane tuseka. Tiriwa kwa betura na futi na president wozu bamukembusha kumusanguza kembo.
You know?
Uni problemu nshie bana maketi zuru kwa teni komutima. Chalo life kwa riba na mairo abantu okiri bakwata omutima bashikia. Diranda no bukaline pero na chinkaripa because takwaba if bale chitaba bantu takwaba mu bantu bakwalesa. Pesa fishupira. Let Galungu save this country regardless of whatever happens. These are politics. But the man is a statesman. Mama na bashikia. Ura muntu alibombera chino chalo. Give us the pride. Ya kushika kateka wesu mutende. Imagine mnangagwa leo ndashani kula ekeni. Au watumena vice president. Baitu munashani bali abantu. Kuma kwati before tukote problem kono. Isho ngariashi ndandara mana wakwatenda malefo kuleta. Nganjeje banda malefo kusamunda bundeke. There are so many ways of doing those things. But you don't have a president wesu. Pata. Natotera sana bashikia.
Iyo chesma natotera. Hello? Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Enkwe. So, hii point ya marilo kishupile sana. Government, essentially anything, like even you are looking offer something there and replicate the body, no kuchita receive pa airport pale. Okulanda kawe tempu shikete. Uno ikwena tushika kale. Ngabale fo kwate fo amaliro bakwete kusa Africa ko kwino. It's okay. Then bakala no ifo trafo kushika la tushika kale kulifa dono. Akenda buko muntu kusana teine ni nebo takwa.
But that will anyway, bye. Hello?
No.
Yes, please.
Chan wakateka.
Mkwe.
Wakateka. Alamu agombeni wakateka lesale mipala. Before I even make my contribution. Now, coming to my contribution wakateka. I think we are tired as a country. We can't be put in a drama like that. It's very unfortunate. So please, so let me say this so that maybe you can speak to the president.
No, speak. Bale umfa bakateka. You know shilandana bakateka ine. Landen fela. Apaso bale mi umfa. Landeni. Speak to him, address Bakateka.
Okay.
Say Baka in the Ichile Mani Mwendeva. Let him listen to you on this program.
Okay, ba president vakainde Chilema, please inga mletu mfwa. You have tried the best that you can to negotiate with the family of the late sixth former president, but things are not working out. So my appeal as a citizen, is that cancel the national mourning. Then when they are ready to bury the sixth president, the family yabo, let them go back to government. Then we move forward. Because as it is now, those people in the entertainment industry, the comedians, the musicians, and others, their lives have been put at stake right now. They can't feed their families. So who is holding the lives of those musicians right now? It is those people that are causing drama, which is unfortunate. So my last comment, Mr. President, is that please, leaders like yourself, I cannot just quote you word by word, but in conclusion, to leave time for other callers, therefore, you have grown politically, President. I love the maturity, the maturity you have gathered as a politician. Okay, so for that, Mr. President, I'm proud of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next time when you're going to come out, me, I've come to understand you. I've come to understand you by now.
Yeah.
You are not a kind of person. You're a kind of person who comes out and say, "Apa pena na urufiani." Ngawamia. You are a kind of person who is no kulanda apa pena na uwa. Na uwana. Nomba badava sa misunderstand badia. Bamona kwati idenga malanda apa na urufiani. Bamona kwati ni ishmachinja.
No.
It's only that at that moment, you are not agreeing with that particular individual, regardless of who they are.
Exactly.
I think that's why many people have not understood you. But for me, I've understood who you are. And I've been following you for some time now.
Yeah, no.
I've come to understand you. And the moment the time that you are going to come back to Zambia, regardless of whatever time, I don't mind.
Yes.
Or 20 years, or whatever time.
Yes.
I will make sure that I'll follow you. Me, personally, I'll be part of your political party. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm happy. Before you go, I'm happy at least I've got some people that are understanding me. Because when I want, no, lelo wa chinja. Hey, lelo wa chinja. Hey, so I'm saying this. It's not that I've become UPND. It's not that because in the book where I go, yeah, for now, every now fena undisha mo.
Because
barungu na rekara na moto barungu. But I don't agree with this. Should I continue at your panty barungu na rekara na mo? Your panty chani. Bamaewa estarungu. Bale fumie fintu mu pantry mu miabo vampera. I mean, I respect that. But should I agree with this? No.
And there are some issues by president. There are some issues in how much they criticize Baka in the Chilema. Wow, you are even that side.
Yes.
Because I follow your programs, Yambi. When you say, we pay Baka in the Chilema, I don't agree with you. And you bring out your points why you don't agree with the government.
Thank you.
At that particular moment.
No, but I don't bring
and when you don't agree with the PF, and when you don't agree with the PF at a particular point, on many issues, I've been following you. You bring out your points why you don't agree with the Patriotic Front at that particular moment. And that, I think Zambians must understand you from that perspective.
No, thank you, my brother. Thank you. At least I feel good that some people at least are getting to understand me. Thank you.
Thank you, my president.
Hello?
Hello, Shanwaskia.
Yes, Shanwali.
My contribution in the for fe abantu vekale ne chakutontonkani hapo. Mwaini ama general abakalamba mwami ya South Africa baisa banshika kapeti. Bansurula futi bamachinga nemisumbo shiraka maswedi. Nenzapatona bapolisha bwino bamachinga. Ulo baisa petrula ya ama kapeti na fionse babwekera munishina bamonekana pa TV. vamonekera. That is disrespect of the highest level.
Sana.
Mwamonaka, which it paints a very bad picture, not only kuri wali abantu, but on the country as well. Mwamonaka.
Yes.
So this thing, batontonga nyepo sana. Wolo wali mchalo mwabo, mwamonaka. So a point therefore batontonga nyepo. As all this is going on.
No, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello?
Hello. Good. I don't know if it's night, good morning, or right time it is your end.
Good evening indeed.
Good evening. My name is Linda. Two small contributions.
Yes.
I heard a lot of people talk about. Actually, I'm one of those people who is really fatigued at what's going on. It's not even the national mourning that I'm thinking about. Let the state funeral just be cancelled with whatever it comes with. Let this be cancelled, and then they say this is a private thing. Let them bury him the way they want him buried and go ahead with that. That means that even the foreign dignitaries that would come and attend this funeral, they should be alerted that this is a private matter. Family is doing it wherever they want to bury, whether Buchifuenang and Kuisaka Tuishi. Number one. Number two, the other thing that we need to realize now is that we need to strengthen our laws.
Yeah.
It's very clear that when a retired president or a president who's no longer in power does not get their benefits and all those things, that's clear. But what we don't have in our laws, or what I have not seen, is what happens when that president, the ex-president, dies in that state where they are not, they're still in active politics.
Yes.
What happens in that incident?
Yes.
That should be put in the laws, because amongst the things that have been bringing confusion, that has come out on top. So basically, that was my own thing. That's what I wanted to contribute to this whole thing. Great show. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello? 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 So, I think, yeah. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening, Mr. Charles.
Yes, good evening.
You are speaking to me, Mr. Vincent, calling from DRC.
Oh, okay. Please go ahead.
Yes, I just want to give a small clarification. During the day, I was watching a clip where a journalist was showing us a coffin being put on an airplane. Does it mean that coffin was put back out again?
No, that coffin was fake. That was not Edgar Lungu's coffin. Lungu's coffin was never brought to the airport. No one has seen Edgar Lungu's coffin anywhere. No, it's not true.
But did you see that clip also?
Yes, I saw it, but it's not true. No one has seen Edgar Lungu's coffin anywhere because it has not moved. The body of Edgar Lungu has never moved out of the hospital. Never.
Who is playing that? And that journalist is reporting such fake news.
No, it's not true. Hello.
Hello, Agateka Magombe.
Mkwema Wombele.
Mkwai. Twatotera sana kwa milimo yenu ya advocate. But my encouragement to you is this. Wagateka mwakapamano ero mwali bashare
You are playing the right role for democracy. Because you are not taking sides. When it is wrong, it is wrong. When it is right, it is right. But I have certain points which I'd like to encourage you as a leader. On this matter, you have been too emotional. Now, as a leader, we are expecting a leader who is well balanced in terms of emotion. And your emotions supposed to balance whereby you don't hurt the other part, and then the other part also feel happy. What it is, you just have to come out with wisdom, whereby everyone understands that you are right. Not where the other part feel it's hurt, and the other party is happy now. Because right now, it looks like now, some of us are from the UPND, we are more than happy. And then the other part is being hurt and they feel hatred towards you. That's a line that you have to balance, my president. That's the area that you have to balance. But again, to the president, our president he has to look and to do self-introspective. The politics, Yamingalapo went too far. That one we have to talk about it. Went too far. We are one family. We are one people. We have to understand what I'm doing to my brother. If it happens to me, what will it happen? You see? So our politics of getting too far now, we have to go in there as a nation to do self-introspective and to bring elders and the church together and cancel some levels of politics. The hatred is too much. Those areas, my president therefore had to look into it because the politics went too far. Now look the effect and the consequences, the embarrassment that we are going through on the country. You see? Then in the family also, the president, you have to understand them. They are in the emotional situation. You know, and because the people feel too much pain, it's not us Zambians, it's not even the government. It's the father. It's the father that is the one who has worked with the daughter, it's the son, it's the wife. These are the people who have serious pain. So when you are counseling, make sure you understand them because even though emotional, it can cause them to go astray. But you have to be lenient and understand. Then one thing I like, the last thing I also like about our president has been so quiet. This reflection is a reflection of wisdom. They understand how he has related towards this matter. And then those who are saying that let's start off and we begin to do, I'm not supporting. I wish we give us a little bit respect, maybe in 1 week, 2 weeks, then we continue with our, with our own lifestyle. When we are ready, or when the family is ready, they can bring. That's our leader. That's our father. They can bring the body. We can bury. Even another government comes in, they can come to this home. But the country has to move on and we have to live as a nation.
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
For the balance you have done.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening, sir.
Twatotera pali program unayo masana. I think
every day we are learning.
Now different views. We are able to pick one or two things.
You see,
like that lady who called from Chililabomwe wando kwachao. So ndemo wanakwati constitution yesu. Taili win. Apa to aleta alikana pa constitution amendment. So number apa fiachtika want to that no, we need to enforce some laws. No, number concern yandi Mr. Balungu ilio wafu ite pamila yata yale kishoko watu waje lost mama apart from concentration and forgiveness. Number one, reconciliation and forgiveness.
Yeah, you can hear. What about reconciliation and forgiveness? A national day of a day of prayer.
It's doing absolutely nothing. Why do we keep that 18? If the one who promoted it can't be able to keep his word.
It's a good one. 18th October. A day of fasting and reconciliation.
And people were calling that in the Saturdays because it didn't happen. And the room was attending the same way. And he had failed to keep his word. Now, coming to the issue of Tasila, when I learned that the government didn't assist, no, the government assisting. Whatever they are using, it's what they benefited from the government. They are not not foolish. I've had the self to the country. They are coming because they were friends of father because they stayed in the state house. All the connections, they benefited the government. So if this relation says she never won, president